Greetings, class. This is Professor Bold, and this is Social Work 2311. And I wanted to go over the syllabus with you. I am on the Blackboard, in the Blackboard menu on Syllabus and Text. So I click there, and there I am. And then I go over here, and I click on the syllabus. And there I am. Here's the information about how you can get a hold of me. I typically meet students by appointment. If you want to meet in person, I am in the office on Tuesdays and Thursdays generally, but it's better to have an appointment because I also have a lot of meetings that I'm in. So if we can meet over the phone, we can Skype, we can conference call, we can email. The best way to get a hold of me quickly is over email because I check those pretty quickly. So that's really the best way to get a hold of me. And if I don't get back to you right away, it usually means that it's not really an emergency, okay? And so, let me see, I've got this up a little too high. Okay. Here's the syllabus, and this is a description of the course content. I like to explain to students that social work is a profession. And so we actually have student learning outcomes that follow our Council of Social Work Education, what we call EPOS, which are Educational Policies and Standards. And so Educational Policies, Academic Standards. And this means these are the things that you're expected to learn. I look at the syllabus like it's sort of a contract, okay, where I've agreed to facilitate this course and to provide you with the resources for you to learn, and you agree to follow the course and complete the activities in an effort to learn. And so in that way, we sort of make an agreement. The School of Social Work agrees that these are the things we're going to talk about that apply to social work. So we're going to talk about ethical principles. We're going to talk about critical thinking. We're going to do some things that will help you understand critical thinking from a social work lens. We're going to talk about diversity and differences with people. We'll talk about advancing human rights and social justice. And we'll talk about policy and practice. It's an exciting time to be a social worker and be involved in our world. And so I look forward to facilitating this process with you. When I say facilitating, I do mean that that's part of what I do, but it's up to you to read the materials, to watch the videos, and to participate with one another in the discussion boards. If you are not participating in the discussion boards, then you cannot understand what this class is all about. So I really need you to make a commitment to this course. The other thing is, I require that students complete all of the activities in this course or attempt to complete all of the activities in order to pass the course. So this is not one of those classes where you can say, oh, I'll just skip this assignment or skip that assignment, or I don't want to do the discussion board this week. No, you need to do everything and make a commitment to participate in everything, because I have an ethical responsibility to those students who want to move forward maybe in social work, that they get what they need to eventually be a professional. And so it's really important to me that everyone participate in all of the activities. Okay, we do have a required textbook. You do need to purchase the textbook or rent the textbook or borrow the textbook or something. But this is the correct one. If you get a different one, the page numbers may not match up with some of the assignments. So you want to be sure that you have the right course text. Okay, here are the major assignments for this class. The first one that we talk about is this community assignment. This is really important because it requires something in addition to participating by reading the course text and taking quizzes. You can complete this assignment by doing one of two things. You either do 10 service hours in the community, 10 volunteer hours, and you can do that within your community. If you need to, you can email me and ask me if it's okay to do it at certain places. Or you interview a social worker. And if you interview a social worker, be sure that person is a social worker. because a lot of people will say they're social workers, but they do not have a license for social work. And in Texas, you have to have a license for social work, or they have to have, at the very least, a degree, either an undergraduate or a graduate degree in social work from an accredited university. And if they don't, then you will not receive credit for this assignment. So be sure that if you interview someone, you follow these instructions, you look on page 599, and you use those interview questions, and then you also respond. So follow the instructions very closely on that assignment. We also have quizzes. There's 10 short quizzes. That's to keep you reading. Just so you know, each week begins on a Tuesday and ends on a Monday. I do that because sometimes people need the weekend to get things together. It works better for me with grading that way. So each week begins on a Tuesday and ends on a Monday. Now for fall, we're starting on Thursday, and you can go ahead and start this course on Thursday, but the actual modules will be set up so that everything is not due until the next Monday. Now that being said, you also will have discussion boards, and those discussion boards will be due at a certain time. So let me back up and say that the quizzes are open all semester. Okay, you can do those at any time. However, with discussion boards, they must be done during that week because you have to participate in the discussion. If you're doing them late or not doing them at all, you're not participating in the class. Okay. We also have a fields of practice paper, and there are some very specific instructions about this fields of practice paper. The fields of practice paper involves looking at an area of social work, and there's several of them throughout the course text. Where you can find most of them is probably around chapter 8 or 9, somewhere in there. Don't go ahead and start this paper until you've started the book. Okay, a lot of students think, well, I'll just get this out of the way, I'll just get this done, and they haven't read the book. I'm going to be able to tell if you haven't read the book, because the paper depends on you having some knowledge of social work before you write the paper. Okay, so be sure you understand all of that. It's pretty self-explanatory here about what's expected in this paper. It is APA, not MLA, and I will count off if you don't do APA. And APA requires a running header and page numbers. It also requires a cover sheet, an abstract, an introduction, and an introduction. And then I've got the headings here that you can use for your paper: the definition of the field of practice, what issues are associated with social problems happen with clients in this area of practice. And when I say field of practice, I mean area of practice. And you'll understand what I mean once you read the course text. Okay, so here's the detailed instructions, and follow those closely. There's a midterm and a final exam as well, but those are built primarily on the quizzes. So if you do the quizzes and you save your quizzes, you should be okay for the finals. Okay. The rest of this syllabus goes into attendance. Obviously, we're flexible here, but you must complete the discussion boards within that week. Let me see. Go back here. I want to talk about this weekly discussions. You will have 6 group discussions and 4 activities. Now, the group discussions are with each other, okay? And you're expected to have some in-depth discussions there. The activities will be as an individual. That's important to know. The discussion boards close at the end of each week, so get those done. And there's no makeup discussion boards either. Okay, I don't mean to sound so harsh, but I want to point these things out so that you'll know and you won't have any trouble with that. Grading is here. I do a weighted grade average based on the activities. There are no there's no makeup exams, and there's no makeups. But also the rule about papers is I don't accept papers after 7 days, and when they are late, it's going to be 2 points for every day that they're late. There is a course schedule here. You will want to look at this course schedule very closely, maybe mark some things on your planner. If you don't have a planner, they sell them at UTA. Oh, this also reminds me there is an app for Blackboard that you can use also, but it doesn't have all the same information as it does online on a computer. So it's good for, like, if you want to make sure you're up to date on announcements and things like that and some other things, but it doesn't cover everything, but it's helpful for some people. Okay. Here are the assignments on the course schedule, and it's fairly detailed. These also correspond exactly with the course materials that we looked at in the navigation of the course. All of the activities, everything is here, and when it is due is here. And you'll see that this course ends in week 13, but you have until December 11th to complete the final exam. I wouldn't wait that long. Just get it done, and then we'll all be good. There are also some support services for students that I want to point out. If you weren't aware, we have a lot of things that students can take advantage of to help them in the process of learning. So there's tutoring and advising. We actually have a social work professional, Dr. Chris Kilgore, who knows all about our assignments, and he is helps students with writing. So if you get the opportunity to go to any of Dr. Chris Kilgore's writing seminars, it would be hugely helpful to you, I'm sure. And so here is a list of some more of the services that are available to you, the librarians. Do not just fall off the face of the planet without telling me. If you decide you want to drop this course, please let me know. There is a process for dropping, and if students just fall off and don't tell me and they just quit coming, I can't help you, for starters. Most of the time, if you'll tell me early on, we can work things out. But if you just fall off and don't tell me where you're going or what you're doing, and I never hear from you again, then I'm forced to give you a non-passing grade. So be sure that you keep me posted on things that are going on, and if you need any help, and I might have some things I can do. We have counseling, psychological services. We have a student success coordinator in the School of Social Work that helps students who are planning to be social workers, with various issues. Be sure, if you have any disability accommodations, that you will give me your letter. You can just email me your letter. Again, counseling, psychological services. We just have so many things to offer students. We have policies about discrimination and academic integrity. We take that very, very seriously here. So don't borrow people's things or papers. Do your work yourself, and we won't have to worry about that. MyMav is the only way that you can contact us. We can't talk to you any other way. If you try to send me something else, I won't be able to get it. Here's the information about the campus carry. And then, of course, I always love to hear from students at the end of the semester. I especially love to hear from students who have had me in intro and then they graduate later. So let's get this started on an amazing journey in social work, or if you're not interested in social work, just a journey of discovery about other people and in life overall. I appreciate you taking the course, and please let me know if you need anything. Have a great semester.